What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today's Fan Friday, and today's winner was Donphan Eeveelutions. So that's what we have today. And if you don't know what Fan Friday is, every Wednesday night I leave a little post saying, "Hey, 24 hours, I am recording Fan Friday." Leave your deck suggestions down below, and the deck with the most likes win. And the deck that won today was Donphan Eeveelutions. A very close second was Noivern Eeveelutions. So Eeveelutions is the very popular choice right now to see how it works with these Stage 1 decks. And this time around, we'll have Donphan Eeveelutions. Next week, maybe Noivern Eeveelutions will win. But we'll go over the deck here real quick. Now, the deck is kind of like a standard Donphan, but with an Eeveelutions thrown into it, which is kind of weird. We play 3 Hawlucha here for the Flying Press. If there's an EX Pokemon, you do 60 damage. Shining Spirit, damage from this attack isn't affected by weakness or resistance. This is basically like a wall turn 1. You get Spinning Turn, and has free retreat. It has 70 HP, not that much, but maybe you're playing against a 9EX deck, you could tank it with Hawlucha. I like to call him Wall Lucha. If you ever play against me and you see me drop a Hawlucha, I'll probably say, go Wall Lucha, because it's a wall, basically. So now we play a 4-3 Donphan line. Decided to cut a 4th Donphan just for more cards that we need here. Maybe you could play a 4th one if you're scared of prizing, but usually you only need like 2 Donphans with the focus sashes, so you should be okay. Donphan has the attack Spinning Turn, 40 damage, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's going. We'll make it seem like a lot here in a second. And Wreck, base 80. If there's a stadium card to play, it does 60 more, so 140. And then other stuff can obviously make it up to like 200 plus really easily. And now let's go over the Eevee line here, which some people are going to be like, what is going on here? If you notice, we played 2 Eevees here with the Energy Evolution. Maybe you can switch it to the one that's 60 HP. I just grab the Energy Evolution. I'm not sure why. Maybe you can scare them and they'll like waste a Life Center or something. But let's go over the Eeveelutions we play here. We play at 1 Leafeon, and this is for Seismitoad. If you can put a Energy on it and Energy Crush, like if they don't see you, like if they don't know that you play Leafeon and they put multiple DCs and energies down, you could Energy Crush regardless. And you can slap like an early Silver Bangle into it, and then they have 20, 40, 60. They have 4, 5, 6, 7. You could snag them for 140 like twice if you have a Silver Bangle, which could knock them out. Because usually you hit base 80. Because if they have a DC in play, there's 2 energies, which is 40 times 2, 80. But with the Silver Bangle, you're doing 70. Then times 2, 140. So that way you get 2-shot Seismitoads that way if you're scared of Seismitoad. You could cut the Leafeon if you're not really scared of Seismitoad. We play 1 Jolteon here. This could help you knock out Shaymins, Yveltals, Yveltal EX. Those are the 3 big decks right now with Lightning weakness. There might be some others that I'm not naming off the top of my head. 1 Flareon. This is for Vespa-Queen, for Virizion, for Genesect, for Selgor. I think Selgor's weak to fire. If he's not weak to fire, he's like weak to lightning. Either way, you can use Flareon. For that, we play Vaporeon in here for the water weakness, for the Donphans, for Landorus, other water weak Pokemon. And yeah, that's the deck here. Oh, and also with Leafeon, it helps you against Kyogre and Groudon because you can Spinning Turn and then maybe Energy Crush for a knockout, maybe somehow. And yeah, that's the Pokemon in here. You can play around with the Eeveelutions, but I didn't go over this. But with Jolteon, it makes it where your Stage 1 Pokemon are Lightning Pokemon, so that way your Donphan is now a Lightning fighting. If you put down the Flareon, your Pokemon are now Fire and fighting. And if you put down Vaporeon, they are now Water and fighting. And I know people are going to ask, how does weakness and resistant works? It's going to go left to right. So if you play against somebody who is weak to X and then resistance to Y, and you're both for those, you do the weakness first and then resistance. So you're good that way. Usually the weakness still has outweighed the resistance. And that's all the Pokemon in here. Pretty straightforward. No Shame and no Jirachis. You don't want any Pokemon that your opponent can Life Center up and take free Knockout Zone. You could maybe put Shame in here to help the deck set up more, but I don't think you need it. I've been doing fine all night without it. 1 computer search just for consistency. 4 Robo-Subs. Okay. So at any time you can put down Robo-Sub except the start of the game. When you start the game, you put Robo-Subs on your bench. At any time during your turn, you can discard Robo-Sub. And you can be anywhere you want to. You can discard on the bench, on the active spot. It has 30 HP, and when your opponent knocks it out, they don't take a prize card. Really good card at Donphan. You usually spending turns Robosubs to tank for a turn. One Super Rod. This is get back Donphans and energies. That's the big thing here. It gets back energies and Donphans. Two Ultra Ball. You got to search your EVs out and Eeveelutions some way out. So you can Karina for a Fanfy and an Ultra Ball if you need it turn 1. Or via Secret to your supporters. One course, you're not going to use the early game, late game. You're going to have a bunch of Pokemon on your bench. You're good to go. For Karina, this is your engine here. You need Karina to search for a fighting Pokemon and a training card, which is a trainer card, which is obviously really good. Or I mean, an item card. Sorry, not trainer card. Item card. One Lysander. You could bump this up to 2. If you can find space for a second one, I would definitely go up to 2. I can't find one right now. It's pretty hard to fit an Eeveelution line in with Lysander, but 2 Lysander is good just in case you do prize one. Usually the deck plays like 2 or 3 because you don't hit for that much damage, but with weakness and other stuff, you could start one-shotting Pokemon fairly easily. 4 in, you don't want to discard a bunch of stuff. 3 Juniper, just cutting for space here. N's good because you're not going to start taking knockouts like turn 2 or 3, depending on maybe 3, 4, or 5. So your opponent might take earlier knockouts. 3 Fighting Stadium, so you do 20 more damage to defending EX Pokemon. 1 Floatstone. This is just going EVs. If they do decide to Lysander up, you can just Floatstone and retreat it. The Eeveelutions have all different retreat costs. The Vaporeon has 2. The Flareon has 1. I think the Jolteon has a free retreat 1. And the Leafeon has a 2. Yeah. So they all have weird different retreat costs. So the Floatstone just helps that way. 3 Focus Sash. And this is to either go in Hallelujah or Donphan, depending on the deck you play against. If they're going to be knocked out, they go down to 10 instead of being knocked out, which is great. 1 Silver Bangle, you do 30 more damage to EX Pokemon. 1 Muscle Band, you do 20 more damage. This is like situational damage. If you need to do 20 more with Muscle Band, you can. 30 more with Silver Bangle, you can. 4 Strong Energy, you do 20 more damage to the opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. And then 2 DCE to help out with the Wreck, because it needs 2 fighting and a DCE. And 4 Fighting Energy, and that's the deck in here. It's a pretty good deck. I've been playing it for a couple hours now, and I've gotten I've won a lot of games with it. It just my opponents kind of scoop really fast, and they find out what I'm playing because it's really a pain here. Now let's go over how Donphan can actually do some damage here. So if you spinning turn for 40, and let's say you have a Silver Bangle, so 4, 5, 6, 7, then you have a Strong Energy 8, 9 times 2 weakness 180. Yep, that's a knockout there. You could do 4, and then 4, 6, and then 8, and then maybe like 10, and then 200 damage with weakness. Seems good. And now you can see how Spinning Turn can start one-shotting EX Pokemon, or anything really, as long as you get the weakness down. But I mean, you have fighting, you have water, you have fire, you have lightning, you have grass. The only weakness you're missing is Fairy, Metal, Dark, and Psychic. But Psychic, it's just for Mewtwo. Metal, I'm not really sure. I don't know. There's not that many Pokemon with Metal weakness. And Dragon too. Dragon's another. But I mean, you cover a lot of weaknesses. You can beat a lot of decks with this Donphan deck. So I think even though this is a Fan Friday deck, I think this is a really good. It's a really good regionals deck. The big question is how can this keep up with Archeops and a Selgor? It's the big question there. If you can find out how to beat those 2 decks, you'll be good to go for regionals with Donphan. But hopefully you enjoy this deck and let's see it in action. Okay, so here we're playing against Secret, playing a Dark, Fairy, Lightning, Fighting, and I don't really like playing against these decks because we really can't use the full power of the EVs because they have so many different types here. But we'll put Eevee down. There's a Landorus, so we could evolve the Eevee into Vaporeon to start hitting for weakness. But the big question here is, I'm pretty sure playing against fairies, which depends what do we want to evolve this Eevee into. Here we see a Skyla. Let's see where our opponent gets here. Our hand right now is really bad, so hopefully my opponent just grabs an in with this Skyla, and I'll be really okay. But nope, he goes for a Sycamore here. And must have been onto the Landorus, Prism Energy, and a pass. Alright, so our turn. Oh, put a Strong Energy there, and put a Focus Sash just in case he does some Scramble Switch stuff maybe. Well, Flying Press here for 80. And next turn, technically, we can knock out this Landorus with the, if we get out a, what is it? of Fighting Stadium. My opponent might have to watch out there, and let's see what happens. We know he has a Sycamore in hand, but what will he Sycamore away? There's a Toll Scrapper. Oh no. He could, like I said, Scramble Switch onto a Pokemon and actually knock out our Hawlucha. Because we only have 70 HP. The question is, who could he Scramble Switch into? Oh, he discards 2 Max Potions too. Alright. So that definitely shows we're playing against Fairies here. There's another Prism Energy going down to the Landorus. But he doesn't get into the Pokemon here. If we get a Fighting Stadium, we can win. And Computer Search discard these 2. And here we'll grab a Fighting Stadium and actually win the game this way. Alright. Donphan taking a win against the Fairy deck without even getting Eeveelutions. Take that, Landorus. You can see how strong Hawlucha is. Just, flying press against EX is pretty good there. He says LOL. Alright, so, yep, there goes a, that's how you do with Donphan. You just, flying press, take a knockout there, and that's all you have to do to win games there. So, yep, that's all you need to know about the deck. But I'm just kidding. We'll see another game with Donphan Eeveelutions, and hopefully it's more exciting. Alright, so we're putting against Antonio Leon 10 playing a dark water psychic colorless deck with lightning sleeves. Alright. Let's see what Antonio's playing. We start a Fanfy here. We get a Karina, strong energy. At least with the Focus Sash, we can guarantee us not getting knocked out unless they play lasers. So Yveltal, Malamar, and a Keldeo. Alright. Trick Coin goes into Malamar. Prism Energy goes on to Yveltal, and a pass to my opponent here. Alright, we get a Fanfy out. We'll put a Focus Sash on the active. Put a Strong Energy on it. Play a Karina. And we'll grab a Fanfy. And probably a Robo Sub. Yeah, that seems good. We'll put down the Robo Sub, put down the Fanfy. And then next turn, we can just attach a Strong Energy and Computers for Sycamore. Yeah, so we'll do that, and we'll actually just tackle here for, 10? There we go. We're going places. Now, if we can get the Jolteon out, we can actually hit for weakness on the Yveltal, which is good. We hit for weakness on the Malamar. And the Grass, we can't really hit. Oh, we get an in. We'll put a Strong Energy here, and we'll just play in. Let's see what we get. Alright, we get a Donphan here. We'll Computer Search, discard the Fanfy and the Karina. And we'll get an Eevee here. Let's see if Jolteon is prized. There's an Eevee. Just looking to see. Oh, Jolteon's in here too. Alright, sweet. Put down the Eevee. Put a Floodstone on it. And here we'll Spinning Turn for just 40 damage. But next turn, if we get the Jolteon out, we can start spinning for weakness. And with the Floodstone and the Eevee, we can actually just promote it every turn and then retreat it, which is pretty cool. We see a DC go down to Malamar. Not that big of a deal. He could put us to sleep, but Robo Sub's in the active spot there. I don't care if that gets put to sleep or not. So let's see what happens here. He hasn't played a supporter yet, really. We end him last turn, if I remember correctly. Here we see Course getting 7 cards. Chandelure, Burbank comes down. Alright, so he does play Laser. There we see another Malamar coming down. And here we see an Eevee Ball for knockout. So we'll send him to Eevee here. We get the Jolteon top deck, very nice. And play Juniper. Trying to do 4, 6. So we're actually knocking out the Yveltal right now. We'll put a Strong Energy here. Put a Focus Sash on one of these guys. We'll keep the Burbank in hand right now. Retreat to the Donphan, and here we'll Spinning Turn for the knockout. Oh, I forgot about Resistance. I forgot that Resistance counts. It goes weakness to resistance. I messed up there. Oops. Yeah, we should have put down the Fighting Stadium for sure. Oh man. What? I was so excited for the weakness, I forgot that it has resistance too. That's something you have to watch out for. But we see an end for my opponent there, not a Lysander. We get double Robo Subs, we get a Chorus. We got a pretty good hand now. Oh, Rock Guard! Alright, we'll send up the Jolteon like it does. Like I said, it does have free retreat. Put down a Robo Sub. We'll attach a Fighting Energy to this Fanfy, and here we'll Chorus for 10. Put down a Donphan here. And we actually retreat to this Donphan, and then we will Spinning Turn for 140, setting up a Robo Sub, and taking 2 prize cards. Alright, now, the reason why I did evolve this guy is because I'm going to put a Focus Sash on this one, and he's going to wreck twice for the game. I believe in him. They receive Enhanced Hammer, discarding this Strong Energy. Wrong Pokemon, he should have picked this Fanfi here. So we see a Lucky Helmet going down to the Robo Sub. What is going on here? Enhanced Hammer, discard the Strong Energy off this guy. That's a good play there. Shaman, going to draw 4 cards. A Lucky Helmet on a Robo Sub. That's so funny. Alright, a Floatstone on the Keldeo. Laser, trying to knock out a Robo Subs. And there he does. Alright, so send the Jolteon. Do we top deck Verseeker? Okay, we don't. Put a Fighting Stadium down. Attach a Fighting Energy here. Play it in. And we'll just retreat to this. Yeah, we'll retreat to Donphan and just a spinning turn. I was trying to decide if we let him draw 2 cards or not, but why not? It seems okay. I don't want the Robosub to be stuck in the active spot for the rest of the game, and we never take a knockout. Here we see Chandler come to active spot here. Big question here: if he Eerie Glows or Curse Drops, where does he put the damage at? If I was him, I put it here. He put me to sleep with Malamar. Another Robosub coming down. Was he a Russian retreat to a Robosub again? That could be cute. What are we playing against? Malamar, Robosub, Eeveelutions, and we stay asleep. Oh no, what will we do? Put a DC here, play it in. We're looking for a Donphan, and we didn't get one. Alright, we'll put down Hawlucha, use this guy's ability, send up the Donphan, and here we'll spinning turn for 80, send up the Hawlucha. Alright. I was hoping to get a Donphan, obviously, to wreck and knock out the Chandelure, but then Malamar could have knocked us out, so I'm glad I didn't draw into that, which is weird to say. Here we see a Megaphone, discarding a Floatstone and a Muscle Band. Our only Floatstone, too, which is pretty bad. Alright, but next turn, oh man, I hope the other Donphan is not prized. We haven't discarded it yet, and I don't know if it's in the deck or not, to be honest. And there we see a Curse Drop, knocking out the Donphan on the bench. And we stay asleep. Okay, no, wake up, sorry. Alright, so our turn. Alright, sweet. Top deck Super Rod. So put Fanfi, Donphan in there. Here we'll grab a Karina. And with this, we'll grab a Donphan. And we'll grab a Focus Sash. Now, the only thing that's scary is that we know he plays lasers. So if he plays a laser here, that actually will knock out a Donphan. So retreat to Donphan, and here we will just wreck for the knockouts, taking 2 prize cards. Alright, and the 2 prize cards we don't need. Here we see Malamar coming to active spot here. Big question of the day, does he have a laser in hand or not? If he doesn't, we'll be okay. We can wreck and take the game. Well, actually, no we don't. We miss it by 10 damage. Here we see a Maximar. It does a lot of damage, but the Focus Sash saves us. Okay, sweet. So 8... Oh, we actually just win this way. Put a Silver Bangle here, and then we'll wreck for the knockout for 220 because he discarded the Focus Sash. And there you go. Donphan, Jolteon taking a win. Basically, Donphan Eeveelutions. We kind of messed up on the Jolteon. We could have knocked out the Eeveelutions turn earlier, but I was silly. Forgot to put down the Fighting Stadium. The way it works is you do weakness, then resistance. You go left to right. And yeah, you can see why this deck's so strong. I don't think, he took like 1 knockout maybe? Let's see here. Does it say how many prize cards taken? Yeah, he took 1 prize card taken because all the Robo Subs, and thankfully the Focus Sash saved us when he used the last attack there. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something new about Donphan Eeveelutions. I think it's a really strong deck. Like I said before, you have to watch out for a Selgors kind of, and you have to watch out for Archeops. Both those decks are going to be big at regionals, so it kind of makes a debate on this if this deck is good or not. But hopefully you enjoyed Fan Friday. I hope you have a great day already. Bye.